Welcome to the Student Orientation presentation. The following presentation will cover some of the policies and procedures at Grant High School. Please review your student planner for a complete list of the school's policies and procedures. The Dean's offices and the School Resource Officer are both located within the attendance office near the main entrance. If you are sent to the Dean's office, you're expected to report immediately to the Dean's office. Failure to do so will result in an in-school suspension. School attendance is a critical factor in your success here at Grant High School. Many privileges given at Grant are contingent on your good attendance: parking passes, tech campus, participation in extracurricular activities. During the school year, if you miss more than 5% of school days, you may be referred to the Lake County Truancy Officer. That's roughly 1 day a month. If you arrive to school between 7:40 a.m. and 7:50 a.m., report directly to your first period class. If you arrive after 7:50 a.m., report immediately to the attendance office. Detentions will be issued for unexcused tardies. If you arrive later than 8:30 a.m., you must be excused by a parent or will be placed in an in-school suspension. Oversleeping or missing the bus is not a legitimate excuse for missing school. Excessive tardies to school or class may result in the student being placed in the in-school suspension.
The tardy policy for Grant Community High School. It is important to be in time to class and in class ready to learn when the bell rings. If you arrive late to class, the teacher will conference with you and issue you a warning for being late. The second time you arrive late to class, you will be assigned a detention. The third time, you will be assigned a detention and your parent or guardian will be notified. Subsequent tardies will result in a referral to the Dean's office. If you arrive late to class more than 5 minutes late, you should be and will be referred to the Dean's office. The tardy policy continues. These interventions are consisting of, but not limited to, the following interventions to increase arriving to class on time. If you accumulate more than 4 to 6 tardies, a conference with the deans will occur. 7 to 10 tardies will result in a parent meeting with the deans, as well as a loss of privileges and possible behavior contracts. 11 or more tardies will result in a parent meeting, possible social probation, and escorts to class. Social probation could include the following, but is not limited to: loss of school privileges that include use of the Wi-Fi, use of the cell phone, admittance to school dances and events, eating lunch in the lunchroom, and parking pass access. A school ID. It is crucial that you have your school ID with you at all times. Students will be expected to show their ID upon request by any faculty or staff member. If you lose your ID, a new ID may be obtained in the attendance office. It is a good idea to take a picture of your ID with your phone and have that with you, so that if you forget your ID at home, you have a copy of your ID with you if somebody asks to see it or if you need it for lunch. Hallway traffic. The hallways should be used to move from point A to point B throughout the school. Please walk down the right side of the hallway so traffic can flow in both directions. Before first period, please socialize in the commons and not in the middle of the hallway. This helps keep traffic moving. The hallways are still considered the school, so please keep your language and volume appropriate as if you were actually in the classroom.
Grant Community High School is a closed campus, and once you arrive on school grounds, you may not leave for any reason. If you must leave campus due to illness, doctor appointment, or family emergency, you must report to the attendance office and get a blue pass. Remember, once you get off the bus or out of a car, you are considered to be on campus and cannot leave school grounds. Also, ordering food for delivery is not permitted. Lockers are property of the school, and a search of a student's locker may be conducted by school personnel at any time. Your locker is not to be shared, and only you should know your combination. You are responsible for all contents in your locker. All food must be consumed in the cafeteria, no exceptions. This includes coffee and tea in the morning. Students are not allowed in the cafeteria between classes to purchase food or drinks. Water is allowed in school, but must be held in a clear container. Please stay seated until the bell rings. Electronic devices are permitted before and after school, during passing periods, in the cafeteria during assigned lunch period, during study halls, and in the classroom at the discretion of the teacher. Cell phones are prohibited anywhere privacy is expected. There should be no picture or video taking. They should not be used for academic dishonesty. They are not to be used during school assemblies. They are not to be used in office areas. And there should be no charging during the school day. The school may request or require a student to provide a password or other related account information in order to gain access to the student's account or profile on a social networking website if the school has reasonable cause to believe that the student's social networking account contains evidence that the student has violated a school disciplinary rule or policy. What happens if your phone is confiscated? First offense. The electronic device will be confiscated for the remainder of the day. Second offense. Device will be confiscated for the remainder of the day and will be returned the next day, or a parent can pick it up the same day. Third offense. Device is confiscated. Parent will be contacted and device will only be returned to a parent. Additional offenses. The student will be subject to disciplinary consequences and a loss of wireless privileges for a duration of time. If students refuse to hand over their electronic device, they could be suspended out of school for the rest of the day. Failure to follow procedures regarding prohibition of picture and video taking, use of electronic device for academic dishonesty, or where privacy is expected, including but not excluded to the restrooms and locker rooms. First offense, 1-day suspension. Second offense, possible multiple day suspension. Significant and/or repeated offenses, possible multiple day suspension and loss of electronic device privileges for duration of time. Sending lewd or indecent photos of yourself or anyone else could be considered a felony. Child pornography charges can arise whenever a person sends or receives explicit images of a person under the age of 18. Once a digital photograph is taken and sent via an app, social media, or text, that photo is out of your control. Once a photo is out there, there's no way of knowing how many people have saved it, tagged it, shared it. Unfortunately, the photo could resurface years after it was taken and posted. Plus, more and more college reps and prospective employers are seeking information about candidates, and they're doing this online.
Any digital information you send out or receive on social media can be captured by others. If something you post on social media leads to someone feeling unsafe or uncomfortable at Grant High School, you could be called to the dean's office. What you post on social media could be considered harassment or bullying. Violations of the Grant Community High School dress code. No clothing that shows disrespect for any race, creed, color, gender, or nationality shall be worn on school property. No clothing that displays, advertises, obscene or suggestive phrases, immoral or illegal behavior, or promotes alcohol, tobacco, or illegal substances shall be worn. No coats, gloves, hats, head coverings, or sunglasses shall be worn while in school. No cult or gang apparel. This includes displaying handkerchiefs and banded pant bottoms. Please, no rubber bands. No saggy pants. No spaghetti strap tank tops. Shirts that reveal an excessive amount of cleavage, a bare midriff, or off-the-shoulder garments are not to be worn. No pajama pants or slippers. Continuing with violations of the Grant Community High School dress code. No clothing with an excessive amount of holes, rips, or tears. No holes in jeans or pants above the knee. No shorts or skirts that are above finger length when hands rest at sides. Verbal altercation. Students who engage in inappropriate behaviors, yelling at another student or swearing, that alarm or disturb others in the building. Physical altercation. Students who engage in behaviors such as pushing, punching, pulling hair, that alarm or disturb others in the building. Some of the possible consequences: out of school suspension and police contact. Bullying, defined as unwanted aggressive behavior among school-age children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. Bullying includes actions such as, but not limited to, making threats, spreading rumors, attacking someone physically or verbally, and excluding someone from a group on purpose. There are 3 types of bullying: verbal, teasing, name-calling, inappropriate sexual comments, taunting, and threatening to cause harm; social, leaving someone out of a group on purpose, telling other children not to be friends with someone, spreading rumors, or embarrassing someone in public; and physical, hitting, kicking, pinching, spitting, tripping, pushing, taking or breaking someone's things, and making mean or rude hand gestures. If you feel you're being bullied, or you see bullying, you should inform a teacher, dean, or any faculty member right away. The use or possession of tobacco, such as cigarettes, e-cigarettes, chewing tobacco, are prohibited on school property. Consequences include in-school suspension, a ticket issued by the Fox Lake Police Department, and requirement to attend an anti-tobacco class after school. Sexual harassment includes any type of unwanted sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, inappropriate touching, crude jokes, or pictures, any type of teasing related to sex, or spreading of rumors related to a person's sexual activities. This includes males males, females females, and males females. Major disruptions. Possible use, sale, distribution, or under the influence of alcohol, drugs, illegal substances, controlled substances, and look-alike drugs anywhere on campus or at any other high school campus. Possession, use, sale, distribution of firearms, including guns, pocket knives, look-alike weapons, pepper spray, or chemical defensive agents, and any item that can be construed as a weapon. Possession, use, distribution of drug paraphernalia, bomb threats, arson, false fire alarm, theft, major or repeated, gross sexual misconduct, fighting, major or repeated, assault, battery, and gross intimidation. Possible consequences for major disruptions could result in possible exclusion from campus for a duration of time, and police contact. Medication. Any medication brought to school, whether on a short-term or long-term basis, requires the completion of a medication information form. Medication brought to school must be in its original container and marked with the student's name and dosage instructions. All medication must be kept in the nurse's office. Failure to comply with this procedure can result in a possible major disruption consequence. Students at Grant Community High School are expected to use appropriate language at all times in the school building and at extracurricular events. After school, students are expected to leave campus within 20 minutes of dismissal unless they are involved in staff-supervised activities or detentions. Students with 30-minute detentions should report to the library afterwards if they are taking the 410 bus. Activity bus. A late bus will be provided for students who are staying after school for a legitimate reason. These reasons may include detention, academic tutoring, or an extracurricular activity. This bus runs Monday through Thursday and will leave promptly at 4:10. Students planning to ride the late bus should be waiting in the auditorium lobby by 4 o'clock. You must have a valid school ID to ride the bus. Thanks for keeping it red. Go Bulldogs!